Well, successfully made it here. Well, 5,050 miles or around there. Pretty crazy long trip, but so glad to be back, and the weather's so nice here. Love the summers here. Anyway, so just pulled straight in last night and got a beer and relaxed after all that because it was over 10 hours drive yesterday. But today it's all about rearranging things here. So at this point, it is very likely, like 99%, that I'm selling Resurrection. So my focus this summer is just to get as many projects that are half done or things that aren't working right wrapped up, so it's as desirable as possible, worth as much as possible. And it's a pretty huge mess right now from sitting around all winter, and so yeah, there's a lot of work there. And then the plan is move the boat out of the way of this area. This is the hard packed rock area we did last year, and it's much better to park the RV on. And then we're gonna get the boat out of the way and put the RV here where there's a 50 amp plug I put in last year, so I can plug in real easy, and just a nicer spot for the RV. And then the boat, I don't think I ever mentioned it in any video yet, but when I was working on the boat last year, I fried the multi-plus inverter. And yeah, so let's go in the boat and I'll show you the state of things.
A new place, a new home, for a while, let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back, take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by, life is good, best I've ever felt.
Alright, so I don't know, I guess it doesn't look too terrible considering the whole winter are getting covered in. I'm just throwing up some crap up here, so, but yeah, the tarp over the deck I think was probably a good idea. I haven't removed it yet to see what's going on under there, but the inside is a moldy mess. Didn't run. In fact, yeah, I see the mold on the walls and ceiling. It's a disaster. I was wondering what I did with my shoes. Here they are, covered in mold. And here's my favorite hat, covered in mold. The good news is the air is dry now, and I opened it up so the air will blow through some. And I have a respirator, so I'm not really that afraid to walk through right now, but yeah, this is pretty nasty. Yeah, lots of cleaning up to do. It's disgusting. Anyway, so getting back to the multi-plus. So last year I was wanting to listen to tunes while I was working, so I left the power on pretty much the whole time and got enough dust and moisture inside the multi-plus to, I think, completely fry it. And so that means even though I had it plugged in, it wasn't charging. And I kind of knew that, but I didn't have time to deal with it when I left. So these lithiums are completely flat. Luckily that won't ruin them, but yeah, they're completely flat. Now the good news is that I have the Rebel battery here, 400 amp hour, which unless it just lost all its power sitting there, it should have some power in it. I can get that connected, and yeah, that's a 400 amp hour, so it's twice as much as the two that are sitting there. Usable power. That thing alone could be fabulous for this boat. And we, of course, sized this to fit two of those in there, but since then I probably wouldn't because just the lack of airflow. But I'm not afraid to put one of them in there, so I'm going to put this one 400 in here right now, see if we can get any power to the boat, because I want to move it, but the outdrives are down. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, I want to get this boat moved, but the outdrives are down, so yeah, so I'm hoping this Rebel 400 that has never been used yet. It was shipped here when it was supposed to be shipped to Virginia to Momentum, so I just got another one and left it here thinking I'd use it for this boat. So anyway, I'm going to hook that guy up right now and see if we can't get power to the outdrives so we can raise them so we can move this boat and put the RV here and try to organize this place. It is my plan to sell the RV also, and probably sooner than later. A few more things I want to do to it. I actually take it in for service because it's got 5,500 miles since it was serviced, and it's due for a tune-up too, I think. And so yeah, get it in, get oil change and all that, and get service on it, and so that it's running perfectly. And then geez, I think I've got everything else about dealt with on the paint. Looks great and everything, so so we'll be ready to put that up for sale probably in a few weeks. And then if it sells quick, it sells quick. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it'll be sold before the boat, because the boat needs a lot of work. It is a complete disaster. The floor is still not finished. I mean, it's just, I've got to first go through and totally, with a respirator, just kill all this disgusting, clean all this disgusting mold and goo that's all over everything from the moist winter. Yeah. I mean, it's not as bad as I feared it could be, but because I'd visited for one day over the winter when I was coming to get the Tesla, and I walked in here and it was like dripping wet and just disgusting. And if I had power and I could have run a dehumidifier or something, would have made all the difference. But then since I blew the damn power systems right before I left, it just kind of, and I had to leave. I had a plane ticket to get out of here, and when I came back I had one day, so just had no choice but to leave it like this sitting, and that kind of sucks. But I don't know, I don't think anything's permanently damaged. Just clean it all up, I guess, and move on. Should be there. Oh, there it goes. Well, I'm not convinced if that actually would fully fit or not. Probably could. But since I'm only planning to put one in here, well, not a concern for right now. The plan right now is just to get some power to get the outdrives up. So let's assume there's some power in this battery. Guess I could turn on the Bluetooth and check, right? Totally forgot about that. It's a Bluetooth battery. Actually, we'll do that real quick. Okay, power lights on. Yeah, we'll go on the app right now and just see what kind of power it has. And we'll hook it up and use it. Yeah, I'm kind of a dumbass. I totally forgot that I got the battery all hooked up down here. But since the multi-plus is dead, of course, it's kind of pointless. And then just totally forgetting that the outdrives and the motors are powered by the batteries down with the battery down with motors. There's two batteries down there. And so I was just so stupid when I left here. I mean, I wasn't in a great state of mind, but I literally left the battery switches on, which will help drain the batteries, and I didn't leave any means of those charging. And then they're lead acid batteries, so then we're gonna sit here dead all freaking winter, which means they're gonna be totally shot. I just noticed opening engine bay first time, the damn plug for the drain was clogged up, got some crap in it or something, and wasn't draining. So this water's been sitting in here, and now the freaking engine compartment looks a little extra rusty. That sucks. Just more stuff to clean up. Nothing devastating, I don't think, but just another frustration of letting things sit around. Hate to do that. Anyway, I just stuck a stick in there and got the crap out of the way. Now the water's draining out, but there's a lot of freaking water in here. Okay, so old-fashioned solution, jumper cables. Just left that battery in there, ran jumper cables back to these batteries. So now we have power. See, previously I didn't have to worry about the house batteries because the multi-plus charges both the lithium and the engine batteries. And then that would give power to the components of the boat that are still wired into the engine batteries, and really worked out just fine. So anyway, now 12.8 is the perfect actually power for this for the engines, given that battery is only 50%. So actually it's fine to do that with the lithium. And now I can power up these outdrives. That one's going to be good. And you can see it's a lot of power to run through a jumper cable. I'm going to go make sure that there's nothing in the way of the outdrives before I power them anymore. But yeah, so that lithium with jumper cables is not perfect, but it'll temporarily get the boat moved. So good news. Oh man, moving this stuff is a pain, and it's just me, so it's a little hard to film, and just bear with me. But got the boat moved up here in the front. Spent the day weeding all the grass down, mowing everything. Used my wood that I had from Georgia to try to keep the boat from sinking because the ground's real soft here. Temporarily put the little trailer on this side, and eventually probably move it somewhere else. And just drove Finn all the way in and tucked him up here right up close to the house. So just barely room to open the slide. Just worked out just right. So now my mom and Eric have their room back here to park and stuff, so that's good. And Finn will be good here for a little while, and I got the 50 amp service right there next to the 50 amp plug, so that's pretty cool. I can hook up water and everything, and there's a clean out in the house, so I can pump out the sewage tank real easy, so it'll be good here for a little while. Okay, it's time to start the real cleanup process on this thing. I've got, I wish I had vinegar actually, but I have bleach water, and I've got my full face respirator, so when I start cleaning this thing I don't have to breathe any of it in. And the cushions all look pretty decent, so I mean they'll need a little cleaning, but for now just getting them out of here. So clean everything out of this boat. I had it set up to try to temporarily live in, even though it's not finished, and so those plans are gone right now. Look at these pillows. Some of the mold that forms on things is so nasty. Anyway, yeah, so just getting everything out of here and then we'll start cleaning. Hey there everybody, Jacob here again if you're new to my channel. Just going to talk today about resurrection, kind of some major decisions I've got to make and trying to figure out what the best course of action is. So if you don't know yet, I am leaving to Asia in September, specifically September the 6th, and it's currently July 1st. So basically 2 months I have to work on resurrection along with keeping up on this channel. I've got a lot of videos to get caught up on, and I've still got a few projects over there on Finn, the RV. And then my mom and Eric still need some help working on their house, and so yeah, the schedule is really packed for the next 2 months. So, but anyway, getting down to the task at hand, we're talking about resurrection, and I've been working on the obvious stuff. I've been in here. I mean, I filmed a little of the initial look at it when I got here. You saw that probably, and yeah, it was pretty nasty all winter long. A lot of mold growth and stuff inside. So I've been in there with my respirator and cleaning bleach, and I've got vinegar. So between the two, bleach and vinegar, I'm going through every square inch of that thing, cleaning it up, and so just about there. It's habitable now. That's good. And on the outside, all I've done so far is wash the roof off, and so now today I'm going to actually wash the exterior and kind of get it cleaned up so that it's just clean. And so everything on this boat will be clean basically within the next 24 hours. So now the big decisions. There's tasks that have to be finished, and the problem is that I'm flip-flopping on whether I'm selling resurrection or keeping resurrection. I mean, my heart really wants to keep it. I put a lot of work into it over the last few years, and there's still a lot of things left I want to do, to make this an incredible boat. But at the same time, I'm planning to go to Asia. I don't know how long I'm going to be there. Maybe I'll fall in love with the place and want to stay forever. Who knows? And so, is it practical to try to keep a boat here if I don't even know if I'm coming back? And I want to leave with the ability to stay as long as I want. So having loose ends is not really a good option for me. So that's why selling resurrection is kind of high on my list, as much as I don't want to. But at the same time, if the condition, I might be able to keep it somewhere with covered storage where it wouldn't get much crap in it and get water in it, stuff like that. I think I could get away with storing it relatively cheap and covered. So that's an option. But anyway, that boils down to the decision making. So resurrection does need its outdrive serviced. It needs boots new rubber boots and hoses on the outdrives, and that is sort of essential to using it on the water. It literally could sink right now, so without those. Now the good news is I have those parts. I ordered them, they're on board, so it's just a project. I've YouTubed it. I've seen someone doing servicing these outdrives, and really not that difficult. I mean, there's some preparation involved because of the weight of the outdrives, but not difficult to service the outdrives. So so that's an option, or that's one of the tasks at hand. I shouldn't say not an option, but anyway, the other thing that is super on my mind after this winter is getting that boat so that it stays dry inside. It leaks in a number of different places, water inside the boat, and primarily it's the windows. The windows are original, and just the seals are all bad, and everything's bad now on those windows. So windows are a big problem. And then the other way water gets in is the hatches, the front hatch and the back hatch. Water is leaking in around those. They're not draining properly, and the water's not going where it should go. So I know we get water in also through the hatches. So the task of drying, making sure the inside of the boat stays dry from the weather is the other thing. So both of these tasks are time consuming, and I don't know how much time I honestly have. So I almost have to choose between making it float and making it stay dry inside. That seems kind of crazy, but anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. But I'm really at this point leaning toward keep it dry inside so that it can be stored on land and not collect water or whatever else. And also that will help a lot with appearance. If I'm selling it, I mean, I think everybody knows that, people like stuff that looks good. So, having all that dealt with is, anyone can get the outdrive service. Not everybody can do fiberglass work like I can and want to spend all the hours to paint it. So yeah, I kind of feel like that's the direction I'm going. Now, there are some other tasks for Resurrection that are definitely happening this summer. So I'll list them here. These are the tasks that have to happen. They're also time consuming. So just because I have the parts and just need to wrap things up. So I have got a new pump for the water maker because last time I had it on the water and tested that water maker, I found out I need a pump that can get all the way from the back of the boat to the front of the boat, and then all the way to the ceiling of the boat, basically. And so I've got a new pump that I know can do that. Same one I used on Momentum on the catamaran, so I know a lot about those pumps. There's the same pumps I use, and there's no problem with those pumps getting the pressure up there. So I've got that pump. I'll put that on. Next task at hand on the flybridge, two things. One is to reconnect the shifter cable that I put upside down so that up is forward or up is reverse and down is forward. It's backwards, so got to fix that. Also, I need to install the seats. I have everything I need to do that. The seats need to go on the flybridge. The speakers need to be installed on the flybridge. I have those speakers, and they just need to be put on. So yeah, the flybridge, all those parts are here. I just need to put them on. The water maker, so that'll be working. The shifter cables will be working, and then the final thing is just finish up my flooring project. Get that just a little bit smoother, and probably just get a fresh coat of paint on everything that's raw fiberglass on that boat. So that does kind of mean painting the entire interior, and so I'm not entirely sure I'm going to paint the whole interior yet, but anyway, definitely finish up the fiberglass work on the interior. So all that has to happen this summer, along with all the other things I have to do this summer, and keeping up full-time with editing videos and trying to catch them up to real time, so you guys are caught up to real time. Hopefully when you see this, you won't be too far behind reality. Even if I publish twice a week, you guys are still a month behind or 2 months behind, and I'm sorry for that. I'm trying to get you live as best I can. Yeah, so that's those are the major tasks. There aren't too many other major tasks on it. So it's going to be the exterior. So here's what we're doing. I'm going to get new windows. I'm going to today, probably later today, pop out the windows. Maybe tomorrow. I'm going to pop out one of each size of window, which there are, I think that's 3 or 4 windows I have to take out. A couple of these are identical, and I can just make sure they're truly identical and then just get the measurements. But to be absolutely certain I get the right windows, I want to measure the opening, the dry opening when the window's removed. I can't say with certainty I have the right measurement unless I do that. So I'm just going to take them out Then we're going to sand down the middle portion of the boat from that right there, the roof line to the center line, the middle portion of the boat. I'm going to focus on that part. So I may put a fresh coat of paint on the roof because I did paint the flybridge already. And so with the flybridge painted, maybe I'll just paint that section of roof white. Then I'm going to work very hard on this middle part. I'm going to refinish all this fiberglass so it's nice and smooth, and get fresh fairing over the whole thing, get it block sanded nice and smooth, and then I'm going to come back with a beautiful coat of paint on that. And then so the middle of the boat will have a beautiful coat of paint, probably a deep blue, and then the windows are going to be black, powder coated, double paned, and tinted. So the front windows will be the only thing that'll stay the same. They're already tinted, and I already redid those. So yeah, the front windows are already black and tinted, and the rest of them will be tinted and black. And so yeah, it's going to look absolutely beautiful. I may not do anything to the bottom half of the boat because it is due for a paint job, but it's not. There's no fiberglass cracking or anything. I mean, I already had done all that work before, so the bottom of it I already focused on. And so really, the bottom is not a priority right now. It's everything above the middle line, which I've not touched ever. So so we're gonna get this sucker so that and then the hatches. Yeah, both the front and back hatches I'm gonna repair and put new drain hoses on those so that if it rains, no water will get into the boat, no water will get in through the hatches. She will be dry and protected on the inside. So that is the priority. I seriously doubt with all that work, if I could even pull it all off, that I'll be able to get down there and service those outdrives, because I just know that, I could get lucky and get it done like 2 days. Probably it'll take weeks. Or a couple weeks by, just the way things go. You need parts. I might need parts. I need to build, I don't know. I feel like that could drag on, and I don't know that I want to dive into it right now. So if I decide to keep the boat, I can trust that it's weather tight, and I can store it, and I know that I can come back anytime and service the outdrives. So yeah, that's my priority. So that's what we're going to be doing this summer. We'll be filming the whole thing, all these projects, and then of course we'll be going to Asia, and that's a whole nother story, a whole nother chapter. And so yeah, we'll be talking about that. I'll be filming all that too. So anyway, right now focusing on Resurrection. So let's get to work.